Welcome to Three Themes Live. So excited to be here. Do you realize that yesterday after the show, I was thinking to myself, how long have we been doing this? We know that, many of you have been with us for about 4.5 years now, but do you know how many shows we've actually filmed in this studio?
I'm going to try and remember. Counting yesterday's?
Yeah.
119.
Oh, you are so close! 100. Today is 119.
Is today, or is today 120?
No, today's 119. Yesterday was 118.
Okay.
Crazy to think about.
That's a lot of shows.
That is a lot in one place. And then you think about anyway. It's like mind-boggling. Hey, everyone, so glad you're here. Did you get the memo? You're supposed to be wearing denim today.
If you're not wearing denim, I can't help you.
We looked at each other and we said, hey.
Yeah, look at us.
Except.
But you know what? I had to do one better.
Yeah, she had to one-up me. Yeah.
Yeah, I did that, guys. I did that.
Yes, you did. She's rocking it today. Welcome, everyone, to Three Themes Live, where theme number 1 is something to smile about, theme number 2 is something to learn, and theme number 3 is something to discover. Let's go. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Three Themes Live. I'm Kris Thurgood. So excited to be with you today, and I'm really excited to have my cohort in crime today, Miss Cindy Butterfield.
I know, I'm all by myself.
And the crowds go wild.
I can just hear them.
Exactly.
Thank you.
I'm sure there is. Hey, Eva said that, wow, Cindy, great job on your denim jacket.
Thank you.
You know what? Something you learned.
It was.
Here.
Yes, the Dresden ruler. Yes.
Now are you making Dresdens all over the place?
You know what, I'm not, but I have that and I know what I'm doing. So it's nice to, be able to go back and go. And I wear this all the time now. Yeah. And I get compliments.
Oh, I bet you do.
Yeah.
I bet you do. Well, it's so
I just
unique.
need to put a sign that says, I made it.
Exactly. Ask me about my jacket. I made it. Oh, for sure. So, talking about one of a kind, yesterday, we introduced a movement. I want it to be a movement. That's my goal. And that is Stitch Your Story.
Yes.
What did you think about that?
When you first announced it, for someone like me who is just new to this, coming in, no quilting, barely so, it was a little overwhelming.
Sure.
But you know what? The more I think about it, I go, it's one block a month.
Yes.
And I think I can do this.
You absolutely can do it.
I mean, if I did this jacket, and there's some other things you guys know.
There might be Dresden turkeys, Dresden wreaths, everything will be Dresden.
Exactly.
Well, the really cool thing about this is that there are no rules to this.
Right.
So I've been seeing and reading your comments, which, by the way, thank you so much. I'm so happy to be able to see the comments that are coming through, that you are excited about this kind of a project. But, there's been questions about, well, do I need to do it a certain way, this way or that? But
the answer is if at 1 month, I just want to put a big 12 by 12 piece of purple fabric, because that's what I'm all about, is purple. And that's all it's going to be, because that's my story.
That's exactly right.
All it has to be.
I know.
That's simple.
And what's incredible, Cindy, is that, as I mentioned yesterday, no two quilts will be alike.
No, I think it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, good.
We're going to start today with a block that, look, if I can get through today, guys,
You
really,
absolutely can. I think you're going to really enjoy it, and I can't wait to hear your story that you're going to share with us, because I think it's pretty special.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, Jill wants you to stand up again so everyone can see your jacket. She showed it at the beginning.
Yes.
But
okay.
let's go ahead and take another look. Yeah. Yeah, girl.
Ooh.
Rock it.
Yeah.
Rock it.
It was really fun to make.
Yeah,
really
for
fun.
sure.
So,
Everyone's saying, Cindy, you can do this.
Guys, if I can do this, then anybody out there can do it. I know some of the comments yesterday, I don't think I can do this. And I'm like, you guys, just pick up a block, your favorite color, favorite material.
Yeah, that's right.
Just stitch that in.
Exactly, exactly. I see some of you out there are already, putting layouts together.
Yeah.
You're thinking about it. Some have said, I'm going to let it gel, which I totally recommend.
Yep.
Because one thing I've learned over the years is sometimes my first thought is not always even the best thought. And sometimes I have to let things gel a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I go, okay, this is the direction I want to head. Sometimes you're spot on, and sometimes you just need to sit for a minute.
And sometimes you just have to be in that space where you give yourself time to just think and create.
Yeah.
And whether that's in the shower or if that's just sitting in your favorite chair, just thinking, gosh, what do I want to leave? And that's what I started doing yesterday is, what do I want to leave my little hunter?
Yeah,
What do I want him to know me by? And that's the reason I mentioned the color purple, because that's the first color word he said.
Stop it.
Was purple.
No way.
It's very...
And see, look, she's getting choked up right now, and that's what this project is all about.
Yeah.
It's who are you?
Yeah, so
Okay.
Anybody can do this, guys.
Absolutely.
Join the train.
Join it. Join it. And if you know of other people who'd be interested, especially, let's say you're in a quilt guild, for example.
Gosh, yes.
I think this is a perfect project for even quilt guilds to be a part of. So it's very exciting. We hope you'll join us, and you can download your free printable journal so that you can, making a block is one thing, but what's the story behind the block? And that's really what this is all about.
You have to leave the story, because to just look at a purple block, they wouldn't know what my story meant.
Exactly,
so,
exactly. So make sure and download that at mygirlfriendsquiltshop.com. All right, well, yesterday we introduced this month's theme, and it is going to be a shorter month, so we want to get on it.
Yeah.
Because we have started halfway into the month. But this month's theme is all about heritage.
Yep.
So when you think about heritage, it's one of those things that, you could take it in so many different directions, right?
Yeah.
You could think about, okay, where did my ancestors come from? Where did my parents come from? You could think in that regard. Or you could think about maybe, things that were passed down. Maybe it's recipes that were passed down from generation to generation. Maybe it's stories. Maybe it's something that describes your family.
Maybe
Heritage could mean exactly a tradition would be perfect.
Yeah.
So what I want you to do is don't feel so tied to this subject that you can't, express yourself in the way that you perceive what heritage means to you. So I think that's exciting.
That's what happened with me is when you first announced it, you said heritage, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I don't know how far back I can go. And
Yeah.
And then I got to thinking, I don't have to go very far.
No, you don't.
I can just go to my grandparents. I can start with even just me and Richard.
Exactly.
And the traditions that we had with our kids, and that can be passed down to Hunter and then his kids. So guys, don't put too much thought into it. Don't overthink it like I do.
Yeah, for sure. So yesterday at the end of the show, Allison shared her block, and remember her cute words were "moo cow."
Yes.
And her grandpa had a blue truck, and she remembers being with the cows, and those were her first words. And her block was pieced together. Well, today I want to share a story with you about my grandmother, and my block is going to be completely different, and that's the whole beauty of, again, this project, is that they are all different. So let me go ahead and start with that. So as you can see up here on the screen, isn't that a gorgeous lady right there?
Oh,
that's my grandma and grandpa as we talk about heritage. And then my great-grandmother is also pictured there. And my great-grandmother raised a whole heck of a lot of children.
Yeah?
Yeah, well, about 7, I think.
Oh,
and that is a lot.
2 is a lot for me.
Yeah, exactly. And they lived in Laverkin, Utah, which is down south for those of you who know the area. Yeah, tiny, tiny town. Yeah. And I don't know how many of you knew this, but my grandma is also a twin. And she had a twin brother, Paul. Wow. So my grandma's name was Pearl. His name was Paul. And look how cute those are. And they were the youngest of the family. So they were the little ones, and they learned how to work hard, and they didn't have a whole lot. I love this next picture where, they're in the schoolyard, and, it was just such a different time back then. This was in the 1920s, I believe. Wow. And so, they really counted on each other. Again, Grandma didn't have a whole lot. And as we go through these pictures, I want to share this, the pomegranate tree. Okay, now why would I talk about a pomegranate tree in the middle of talking about my grandmother growing up? And I mean, the pomegranates don't look real pretty here because they're all in black and white. But the pomegranate tree is very symbolic in our family. And so when I think about heritage, I can't help but think about the pomegranate tree. And this is why. It's because years ago, like I said, they didn't have a whole lot of money or anything extra. But my grandmother always felt so blessed. She always had so much gratitude in her heart. And the reason was because they felt rich as a family because they owned a pomegranate tree. All right? A pomegranate tree. Yeah. Of all things. Down in Laverkin, Utah.
Oh, I'd feel rich if Yeah. They're expensive, but yes, I love that.
They grew pomegranates.
It's one of my favorite fruits.
Oh, same. And so that was always a special treat for them. They were so excited to be able to pick the pomegranates, and they felt rich, and they felt grateful. And so way back then, it was probably my great-grandmother, who was her mother. Every year she would make a pomegranate salad. Now, have you heard of pomegranate salad?
No.
It's actually pretty tasty.
Really?
If you love pomegranates. And so, the kids would gather around, and they would be in the kitchen, and they would all pull apart the pomegranate seeds and create this pomegranate salad. And so to this day, every Thanksgiving, every Christmas, but even sometimes throughout the year, if you can get your pomegranates, we make pomegranate salad and think of my grandma because, it represents in our family the importance of being grateful, even for the smallest things. Yeah. And so as we take a look through the years, my grandmother is a twin, and I'm a twin, right? And there we go. And, this was on a Christmas morning. And, of course, we had pomegranate salad. And you see that even back then, this is 4 generations then and a little bit later, where in the first picture is the baby right there is my grandmother, Grandma Pearl, and then her mother and her grandmother and her great-grandmother. Wow. And that's the same with when Jess was born. She became the first one in our family to have, again, now we could picture 4 generations with my mom, and my grandma, and with us. So, and to this day, I still wear denim. Look at that.
Well, yes, we do.
Let's move past that picture. Yikes. And then, again, This was her when she was younger. This is her when later. And all through the years, pomegranate salad was very, very important to our family. So
I love it.
I hope that brings a smile to you today, because as we go into theme number 2, the pomegranate tree is what I was inspired by, and I can't wait to show you my block. So we'll be back right after this.
Hi, I'm Sherry with my girlfriend's quilt shop, and we're going to show you how to make a project with clear blue tiles.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Kris, and this is Cindy. And if you're just joining us, we've been talking today about the new program that we're introducing, which is called Stitch Your Story. And we would love to have you be a part of it. And so this morning, I was able to really think a lot about my grandmother. You know, I was able to just reminisce some really good memories. And as I shared this afternoon, one of those memories was the pomegranate tree. So my block today is inspired by that. So let's go ahead and we'll take a quick look at it that you can see right here.
That is so cute.
And this is using a technique that we call Collage Applique. I'll put it right here so maybe you can see it a little bit better.
So pretty.
Thank you. Oh,
I love it.
Put it right there. And it actually is a really, really fun technique to do. And it's basically just using your scraps, Cindy. So
I can do that.
Yeah, absolutely you can do that. So whether you do this on this technique on today's theme, you know, this month's theme, or maybe you save this idea in the back of your mind for another block that you're going to do in the future. Hopefully, you're going to learn something new today about Collage Applique.
Yeah, but you don't have to just use this on a block. You could do
you
this
could put on a denim jacket.
Oh, no. My mind just starts going. Let's see, a bag, a jacket.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This is awesome.
And the thing about this too is it doesn't have to be precise.
Okay.
You know, you can really just have some fun with it.
I love
and
all
just
the
pull
jagged
your scraps.
edges. And,
exactly.
Yeah.
And look at how many scraps are in there.
I know, I love it.
All right, so how did I do this?
Yeah.
Well, I have to give a shout out to my friend Emily Taylor. She is like the collage queen. Yes, and so what the technique I'm going to be sharing with you today, a lot of it is something that she had shared with me.
Okay.
All right, but there are a few differences because guess what I have in my repertoire?
We have the Caterpillar.
Yeah, we do. And
we don't have to put it up to a window and hope the sun is shining.
Exactly. So I think this is going to be very helpful today. And I'm also going to use it in conjunction with my tempered glass mat. Now, if you don't have these tools, you certainly can still do this. Absolutely, no doubt about it. One of the things that Emily Taylor recommends is that you could purchase a foam board, cover it with flannel, and then, because you need a way to transport your design, from place to place.
Okay.
But today, this is what I'm going to use.
Now, let me ask you, and I can't remember what it's called, but back on Black Friday, I bought one of those folding things that had the cutting mat and the ironing.
Yes, that could be very helpful.
I could use that, right?
And what I would do is I would use some tape and put your picture on there, and you could absolutely do that. That's a great idea,
I knew
Cindy.
there was a reason I bought it.
Now you can think about how you can use it, right? All right, so let me share with you kind of the process I went through, and then we're going to walk Cindy through it to share her
I'm so
story.
excited, guys.
All right, let's take a look down here. So the first thing I did was I knew I wanted to have a pomegranate tree. And so all I did was I got on the internet and I just Googled pomegranate trees.
Okay.
That's it. And here's one of those pictures I was able to find. Now, do you see how things are outlined in black and numbers? Okay, that wasn't on there. This is what I did myself.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why here in just a minute. But just look for any photograph out there
that you like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or even like a coloring book page or something. Anywhere that you can find an idea of what you want. Then what I recommend is you break it down into 3 different color values. So you can see here, if we take a closer look, I named my lightest 1.
Okay.
I named my medium value 2, and I named my darkest 3.
Okay.
So I took my marker and I just started circling, and you don't have to be exact with this. So I was like, do you see how dark this area is right there?
Yeah.
That's definitely going to be a 3.
Okay.
Where this area is a 1, this area is a 2, a little bit darker here. Don't try to overcomplicate this. All I'm doing is just kind of mixing in some areas, which is going to help me in creating this. You can see here that this pomegranate was actually open. You've got seeds
you got your
there,
little seeds,
but you have that white area, and that's what replicates this area and replicates this area. So that's kind of what you're looking for.
Okay.
All right. So once I did that, I was able to use my light box and I was able to get going. So let's have you start, Cindy.
Okay, well look at this.
You chose a rainbow trout.
Fish, yeah.
And I know there's a little story behind this. Do you want to share with us what that is?
Well, sure.
Okay.
I mean, I grew up fishing with my dad. He just loves to fly fish, lake fish. And he was one that taught me how to, he said, if you're going to fish, you're going to know how to, do your line, cast it out, hook the worm on, and
eat it?
Yes, yes.
That was the part I couldn't do.
Oh, yes. You're going to know how to clean it, and you're going to just know how to cook it. And so, I learned a lot from him.
Yeah.
I also learned a lot from my grandma Gifford, which was my mom's mom.
Okay.
And there's a picture up here. It's my grandma and grandpa Gifford at my wedding. And the trailer that is next to that, the trailer in the truck, That is the trailer and truck that my grandma and grandpa would drive and go camping all the time in. That trailer is a 1975 El Rancho.
Okay.
We bought it from him, and I still use that.
No
that is
way.
the trailer that we go camping in.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that trailer is a really good trailer. But back to my grandma, when she would go fishing, she's hysterical. First of all, she's a diabetic, and so she would have these big aprons that she would take and make with big pockets, and she would stuff them with like little candies.
Oh,
so that if her insulin would, start to go down, she could, put some candy in. She'd have her tackle box, her fishing pole, a chair, snacks. She's got the dog behind her, and she's just waddling down and whatnot. So she gets down to the lake, and she starts rigging up her line. And I look over, and I see her doing something with her insulin needle.
Okay.
And I said, Grandma, what are you doing? And she goes, well, you got to puff these worms up to make them look really good.
Stop.
Yeah, really good for the fish. So she would pump her worms up with air to make them look like they were more juicy for the fish.
Oh my gosh!
So that's why
that's your story.
That's my story,
and you're sticking to it.
And I am.
I love that so much. That is too funny.
So
it's awesome. I love it. So let's go ahead and take a look at this fish, because this is going to be your first block of your quilt.
I know, and when she said collage, I'm thinking, oh, yay, it's just going to be a mess of fabric, okay.
No, not so much. All right, so we've got some really cool colors to work with here, don't we? So what I want to do is, you actually went through the store and you picked some scraps up and things for this.
Yep.
But we're going to do something here really quickly.
Okay.
If I circle this area right here, what would you consider that to be?
A 3?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
That's going to be your darkest area, right?
Okay, yes.
But this area right here is a lot lighter, yes. But right here in the gray and right here, what would you consider that?
That's like a 2.
Absolutely. So does that make sense to everyone? You're kind of dividing this into values of just not getting too don't overthink this.
Right.
But what is light, medium, and dark? Okay. Then I'm going to do the same thing on the blue, because we definitely want changes in this color. That's why it's the rainbow trout.
Right.
So if we're right down here, what would you consider that to be?
That's probably going to be my 3.
Absolutely. Yep, you're right.
And then my 2 right here. Yep, and then my 1's right here.
Exactly. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
So that's not too bad. And if you want to make this background area also part of your block, we would consider this area right here to
3.
be. And
this
maybe
would be a 2.
this. And what would this be?
Probably the 1.
Exactly.
And I think this would be the 1 too.
And that would also be a 1.
Okay.
All right. So do you see kind of where I'm going here?
Yep.
Even the sky right here, this would be dark, this would be light.
Yep.
So this is going to create this image here.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to set that aside for a moment.
Okay.
And you can see that that's what I did here.
Love it.
And I'm going to also, let's see, we have a piece of parchment paper that I'm going to use. This is just from the kitchen.
Okay, this is just parchment paper.
Just parchment paper, that's
Hey guys,
it.
I use this for the gingerbread cookies.
Hey, it's a
it comes back full circle.
Exactly. Now, because we're on camera, I can't have this to the highest setting because it would blow everyone out. But you can see through the parchment paper these different areas, can't you?
Yeah.
Right? So this again, and if you need to, refer back to this, you could be like, okay, here's basically my pomegranate.
And it doesn't have to be exact, guys. You don't have to be an artist.
Exactly. And this area was the 1.
Right.
And this one was the 2. And this area was the 3. Okay. And then there was probably a little 2 right up there. And now I can actually draw this out. Okay. So we had to do something even before that. So I sent Cindy on a mission to grab scraps.
Oh, yes,
And
scraps.
Did you enjoy that?
You know what? It was a lot of fun because I took the picture and she goes, now go find these colors. And I'm like, oh, okay. So you have to think of the colors, even though it's a print.
But you don't have to be exact.
No.
So if you take a look at this right here,
this.
fantastic. Look at this pink. It's butterflies, but it doesn't have to be butterflies. All right?
Because I think when we cut it up.
Exactly. So Cindy, if I were to take, let's talk about the pink for a minute.
Okay.
Out of these pinks, rank this 1, 2, and 3.
Well, I think you've got them, lightest to darkest, 1, 2, and 3.
Exactly.
So,
yeah. So, but the thing that makes the collage even more beautiful is when you combine it with lots of other fabrics. In fact, the more prints, Emily always says this, the more prints you have, the better the applique is actually going to look. So
that's
let's go ahead
where
and
I put maybe, well, let's see, maybe this one here.
That's going to be
maybe
a
that
1
one here.
Yep.
And maybe this one here.
Exactly. So
Woohoo!
I know, it's half the battle.
Guys, look at that.
Now this is, let's set that aside. You can see here with my pomegranates.
Reds.
This is what it looks like now. But there's something really special on the back, and that's called steam-a-seam.
Yes.
Okay. So we've got to get this ready.
Okay.
We have to get our fabrics prepared. All right, to do this. So Cindy, you go ahead and let's show everyone how you started out with this.
Oh, okay. Well, basically, you've got your sheets here, and what you want to do is, Kris just had me go out and get some scraps, and so it didn't matter how big or, but she said try and keep them, to a 5, whatever.
5 inches or less.
Yeah, 5
really.
inches or less.
I mean,
so,
that's going to be plenty.
I'd bring back, ones like this big, and would start there. And so what I would do is I would simply just put the fabrics, just layer them.
You see how right here this is sticky? So all you're going to do is you're going to take one piece of this paper apart. Now this is different from Heat and Bond Light. I don't want you to confuse this with Heat and Bond Light, because with steam-a-seam you've got a 2-sided sticky.
Okay.
So there's a paper on each side.
Okay.
So let's pretend for a moment that this did not have anything on it. Go ahead and let's just start,
And she said just put them on and don't worry about,
Yep.
See, you want to cover as much as you can so that your iron doesn't get, any sticky stuff on it or whatever. But yeah, I was just overlapping, and I was just
exactly.
I'm like, woohoo, this is fun.
And so once you did that, then what did you do?
Then what I did was I took and I just cut them in strips.
Before that, one other thing. Remember, we had to use the iron.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Okay. Sorry, I was skipping a step.
That's okay.
You've gotta seam these down, okay, or melt these down in. So use your iron across the whole thing. To seal it. After that's done, then you're gonna cut them just in strips.
Yeah.
And you can just go the width of the, just pick a square and just go straight up.
Exactly.
And then straight across this way.
Okay.
So now you've got
a whole bunch.
all these little, all these different sizes.
Yeah.
And you can tell that, some of them were cut with just a little bit of the fabric from another piece, but that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
It's totally fine. Because what we're going to do is we're going to use these amazing scissors. Dun, 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 dun. We love the Karen K. Buckley scissors. I cannot say enough good things about it. So let's start with maybe your grays.
Okay. Oh, I got grays.
There we go. I'm going to do this. All right. Now, we won't be able to go, obviously, through the whole thing, but I want to be able to share a few tips.
Well, yeah, because you got to show me how to, if I'm going to go back together and do this. Yes.
So I place this underneath my glass, my tempered glass.
Okay.
And again, I'm going to take my parchment paper.
Okay.
and retrace this. Now, again, I'm struggling just a little bit because the light isn't on as bright as I would like it to, but we're making this work. Okay.
We're gonna try and go for it.
Okay. Let's see. So 2, this was a 3, and we'll just start with that, okay? Now, again, you would do this whole thing. If you're also having trouble seeing the tempered glass, I want Caterpillar to make one that's just plain. But look, you can see it actually even more, a little bit better
that's better.
this way.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the lines get in the way.
Absurd.
But if that's the case for you, here's a tip. Take some Kimberbell paper tape.
Yeah.
And tape this onto your tempered glass.
Yep.
So that it doesn't move around.
Easy peasy.
And then I would also do the same thing with the parchment.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna just bring the light down a little bit here. All right, and we're just going to tape it in place so it stands still. Okay, now, let's do a few of these. So let's consider, what would you say is your 3?
Oh gosh, and then she wants me to narrow it down to just 3. Are you kidding me? I would say that's the darkest
Ooh, that's
right
good.
now.
All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm taking my scissors, and the reason why, you know what, I'm not even gonna do it curved. I'm gonna do it like this. We're gonna make this even easier.
Oh, I love you, Kris.
Yes, we are. I mean, sometimes you want curves, but most of the time,
I got curves and I don't want any more, okay?
Oh, you got curves, girl. In fact, I want to pull out a little pin.
Yes.
Okay, so a little straight pin.
Okay.
Because here's a tip for you.
Okay.
When it comes to getting this little sticky back off, I'm just going to scratch it in the center, and then look how easy that is to pull off. All right, so you go ahead and let's cut a lighter gray here.
Okay.
So you start cutting. I'm going to start
this can be
putting
fun.
this. All right, because we want to overlap these. All right. This can actually be very relaxing. I know it kind of feels like, oh my gosh, Kris, like this is a lot.
This is a mess, but this is what I like.
That one's not wanting to stick.
Oh, here, is it this color?
Yes. Okay.
Here, look, we can make another one
right
here.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, perfect. All right, so
no, it's not sticking? None of the things I'm doing?
We'll pretend it's sticking. I don't know where.
Well,
it's fine.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? It's fine, guys.
This is what I'm gonna do. All right. Let's.
This one has just a little bit of stick.
Okay.
But not much.
Okay. You want to make sure you have stick. Now, here's another tool that I love. You keep going.
Oh, this looks beautiful here.
Okay.
Okay.
This is the little mini clover iron. Okay.
Okay.
Trust me, it's hot. Don't ask me how I know.
Yeah,
Remember the bee sting I got? It's, here we go. Sometimes, especially when you start overlapping, you need a little tiny iron, and I love this little iron because this helps you to get it into little places without, if you had your big iron, you wouldn't be able to see very well, would you?
No.
Okay.
So now I need one of these.
Yeah, you absolutely do.
Okay.
I think it's a game changer for sure.
All right.
So again, you're
list.
just doing some overlapping, and it just continues to build.
Kris, I don't know what
itself.
I did, but none of these have sticky stuff on the back.
You know, hold please.
This is a good lesson. This is a great lesson.
You know what? We're going to do that one later.
Yes, we
are.
are.
Let's go back.
That's okay, people.
I think maybe it was ironed on the wrong side. Maybe.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
You
know, they both looked clear to me.
All right. So we're going to grab this.
All these squares that I did.
It's fine. It's all good.
It's okay, guys.
It's all good.
Don't cry for me.
Everything's figure-outable, my friend.
Glue stick.
Even on live shows. Okay, so we're want to just, you know what? I just feel in the mood to add more leaves.
Oh, I love it.
You know what? That's just feels good to me. So go ahead and pull those apart. Okay, look out. If you've got batiks, oh my gosh, this is so perfect with batiks. Okay.
Mine doesn't have that.
Do you see how they're sticky?
Oh.
Feel that? Yeah.
Okay, I don't know.
All
that
good.
is just
it's
so
all
absurd.
Good. Okay.
No, look, yours isn't sticking either.
Yes, it is.
Is it?
Yep. I'm going to lick this and...
I love it.
Okay. No, it has a little bit of stick to it, my friend.
Okay. I don't know.
Okay, and then we're just going to keep doing this. Now, when you do that, again, we're going to place the iron again. Now, you know what's really cool about ironing on parchment paper?
Iron. Yeah? What?
It doesn't stick. You don't want it to stick.
Right.
So, because you want to be able to create your applique, see how it's sticking?
Yes, okay.
It is sticking.
It is sticking,
It is sticking.
yes.
So you create it all on parchment paper first, and then you take your block and you start putting it in different places. Now I could add this
I
here.
see.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
And then you take your iron one more time. This time, once you have it all on there, you can actually make it even bigger. All right, now you don't want to go like this. You want to just kind of
tap
give
it.
Kind of a nice little press there, and create your blocks. So you just continue that same method until you're happy with it. But notice I just added some more leaves, and it's fine.
Oh my gosh, yes, it's beautiful.
Yeah. So how do you quilt something like this? Because we're not tacking it down until we actually quilt this.
Right.
Well, if we get an up-close picture of this right here, you can see that I took the same color thread, somewhat, and I just did
zigzag.
Just went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. No rhyme or reason. And so in my reds, I stuck with a red. In my greens, I stuck with one green. Don't like overcomplicate this. Okay. In the browns, you have that. So you just continue to hold it down in that manner. Now, there's another thing that you could do too, and that would be to use the monofilament thread. All right, this is from Superior Threads, love, love, love. I use it for a lot of things when I don't want the quilting to show up. So either using the thread colors that are in your block or using a monofilament
Or this, because you
thread.
wouldn't have to change your thread. You could just do the whole thing, right?
Exactly. That's exactly right.
Okay.
So we're going to continue this.
I'm going to go back and find out why mine's not sticking.
Well,
it's all right.
It's fine.
It's okay, guys.
Fine. It's fine.
I love it.
Like I said, it's all figure outable, and we'll get to it today, right after the show.
Yeah.
I love you. I love you so much. Let's see. William says you could fill the stitch with IQ Designer. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
And Marianne said her favorite monofilament is Superior. Yeah, it's a great product. So again, there's some things I would definitely recommend if you're going to go the collage route. Is I would pick up this little iron. I think it's very, very helpful. And just a heads up, you know where else this is very helpful? If you're doing bowl fillers this month, those bowl fillers have pre-cut, pre-fused appliques to be able to get in there, especially for those of you doing embroidery machine applique, because you have to have it exact in there.
Yeah.
And this allows you just to give quick little taps, hold it down. This is a fantastic product. And then these are the Light Steam Seam 2.
Okay.
And this is what Cindy used to, get all of her blocks put together.
And I'm sure I just did it on the wrong side, you guys.
It's fine.
Don't worry about it.
No big deal.
Yeah.
And then certainly I would recommend the Karen K. Buckley scissors. They have a serrated edge. You're able to just cut around curves, corners. Really nice. It's an awesome pair. Everyone should own a pair of those.
This is a time saver because I'm just thinking, man, if I had to change, just to thread the machine, guys, is a complete you know, it's a major step. So
oh my goodness,
if I could just use this and it's clear,
absolutely.
I just run that machine all the way over it and
you're done.
Yeah.
Betty Jo is asking, do you have to stitch on all the edges? I mean, they're raw edge. There will be a little bit that might come up.
You know what?
But
I don't think so because, you know, for me,
look at that.
I like frayed looks.
Yeah. But I got pretty close to the edge.
You did.
But
she didn't follow the exact, you know, outline of each
really
thing.
Kind of just move back and forth, back and forth. It really is a fun technique. And you know what I'd love for you to do? Will you post your progress on this as you go about doing it? Post and let us know how it's going for you. And if any of you do it at home, we'd love to see not just the finished product, but even
I'm bound to determine and to finish this fish because when I showed that picture to my husband, I said, look,
I'm going to make that.
I'm going to make this out of all this material. And he went, okay. Yeah.
He's got to believe in you more.
I said, hey, now, hey. Yeah.
There you go. So anyway, we hope you learned something new. Hopefully you were inspired. And I bet you'll never look at another worm again without thinking of Cindy's story.
Yep.
That is good.
Yeah.
What was your grandma's name?
Cheryl.
Cheryl.
Yeah, Cheryl.
Okay.
Cheryl Johnson Gifford.
Grandma Cheryl.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
goodness.
I didn't have an insulin needle, so I made up a song.
Oh, really? Do you want to sing it?
Fishy, fishy in the lake. Come on, baby, take my bait. So I throw my line out and I would every time. It works, guys. I'm telling you.
Listen.
The last fishing trip, I was the only one that caught them.
All right. Too fun. I love it. I'm going to try that next time. Yep. All right, friends. Well, let's go ahead and move on to theme number 3 because we have one last discovery to share with you today. Alrighty, well thanks Cindy for, that was fun. Actually, that was really fun. And you know what's going to be more fun? Is for you to continue
to
that.
See if I can actually do it.
No, you will. I have no doubt. No doubt at all. So I think we're all cheering you on. So,
thanks, guys.
Yes,
thank you.
Absolutely. All right, so for our discovery, this is pomegranate salad.
I love pomegranate.
Are you ready?
Yeah. Okay. Can I just right off the top?
Yes, absolutely.
It's those seeds. You work so darn hard. For those of you who've never had one,
guess
you
what?
Work so hard.
I don't even work that hard on it anymore. You know why?
Oh my gosh!
Because you can actually get them frozen now.
Just the seeds?
Just the seeds.
But that takes all the fun out of it, Kris, because then your fingers are stained, the counter's stained, your shirt's stained.
Yeah, I know. It's
that
so
is really good.
So it's very easy, and I've got the recipe for you all on the website that you can download. All it is you've got to have real whipping cream. Okay, it has to be the real stuff. You cannot use Cool Whip on this, or it's going to disintegrate.
Okay.
And you add a little bit of powdered sugar to it. It's got apples, pomegranate seeds, and some kind of nuts. So whether you do a walnut or a pecan, it's totally up to you. And an optional thing, I don't prefer it, but a lot of people in my family love it, is to add bananas to it.
Oh no, I'd add a grape.
A grape? Oh.
A green grape?
Yeah. That would be nice.
Yes, that is really good.
But the pomegranate, it's like this little
burst of energy, huh?
Yeah, it just kind of pops in your mouth. So anyway, that's my grandma's pomegranate salad recipe for you all. And you know, I saw earlier, Janice, she said that she had the recipe that her mother gave her, that her grandmother gave her, that her great-grandmother gave her. And that is what's so cool when we talk about legacy and heritage, is think and consider something like this.
Yeah, I mean, I'd never heard of that.
Yeah.
So this is great.
And I can, you know, when we have pomegranate salad for the umpteenth time in my kids' lives, they will know the story behind it of why we do.
Sure, yeah.
So, oh, and Grandma Pearl always said, you have to serve it in a crystal dish.
Yeah, you do. It's all about the ambiance, okay?
Exactly. So a crystal dish, obviously, as she got older, she could have a crystal dish. See, sewing rooms.
Oh, yes.
I've been seeing pictures, and guess what? You're not alone. So
you're not,
send
guys.
in your pictures, because in a couple weeks, for 3 Themes Live, we are going to do a whole week all about organization for your sewing room. So share those with us. You can email them to info@mygirlfriendsquiltshop.com. All right. And then we also want to remind you about the UFO challenge.
I know. I'm excited about that too.
Yeah. It's really going to be fun. And if you have any questions about this challenge, I promise all the answers are right there on the product page of the website.
Yes.
So it goes from now until the end of May. Prizes will be sent out after June. And then
I promise it's all there. I personally read through everything. I know how to play that game. I read all the cards.
Yep.
Fun.
It is going to be fun.
Yeah.
And really, it's just one of those things that it just, sometimes you need that little push.
It's just crazy, and that's what I love. I love crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, friends. Well, thank you so much for being with us. We're so grateful. Don't miss tomorrow's show. We've got another really great block that's going to be shared with us from Kyle and Jackie will be with me tomorrow. And I can't wait to hear their stories.
Yep.
It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Keep doing all the things that you love. And we hope to see you again real soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.